Hey everyone, welcome back to On the Fence Movie Reviews. I am Adrian, and today I'm going to be talking to you about The Batman. So, The Batman stars Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, Colin Farrell, Paul Dano, and Jeffrey Wright. So, Bruce Wayne's been Batman for about 2 years now, and he's really struck fear into the hearts of the people everywhere in Gotham City. But there is a new person in town, the Riddler, who is striking fear into the underworld, and he is unraveling and just seeking to destroy the city of Gotham from within. So, guys, I want to just give you my quick thoughts on the Batman. First off, I want to say Matt Reeves did an excellent job of capturing the feel of the city of Gotham and world building and creating a world of crime and underworld, which we kind of got in the Dark Knight film, but not to this extent. You really feel it. It really does feel like a crime thriller at points within this film. So he just did an excellent job there. The cinematography is just phenomenal. There's really great shots in this film that are just like, wow, that's really awesome. And everything that he's done production wise about this film is really spot on, and I really enjoyed it. I know that a lot of reviewers have kind of made comparisons to Fincher's films like Zodiac and Seven, and I think those are correct in those. But for me, I really enjoyed that aspect of this film. Is like that dark neo noir crime thriller that we got going on there. I got to say that the real big standout of this film for me really was Colin Farrell as the Penguin. The makeup that they did for him, as well as the way he does his voice and the overall look and the dialogue and the exchanges that he has with Batman and other characters within this film really worked well for me, and I can't wait to see more of him, and I hope that we do if we get another iteration of Matt Reeves' The Batman. Jeffrey Wright does a really standout job. You know what? I want to say this is the supporting cast of this film is really, really, really good. John Turturro, who does plays Falcone, is really good. Like I mentioned, Colin Farrell, Jeffrey Wright's really good, and Andy Serkis as Alfred, which I wish we would have got a little bit more. That's one of the gripes that I had about it. Is I really would love to have seen a little bit more of Alfred in this film, but overall, I think they just did an excellent job. Now, I gotta go to some of my negatives within this film. At time, it is. I gotta state the obvious. It is very, very long, and I know some might say, "Well, you might have a short attention span, Adrian. You're not, really into long films or whatever." My rebuttal to that would be some of my favorite films of all time are like 4 hours long. This one, there are parts within the middle of the film that just feels like, oh my god, I was gonna, if I had a watch on my hand, I would have checked it a couple of times just because it felt like it was dragging a little bit. Because there's parts where it's like the Riddler, and then there's parts where it deals with like the crime aspect of it, the like the Oswald Cobblepot, the Salvatore Maroni, and the Falcone, and all that stuff. And then there's a little sort of thing with Selena Kyle. And so when it kind of goes into each thing, especially when it focuses on the Selena Kyle stuff, it feels like it loses a little bit of its momentum, and so I start to feel like it drags just a little bit. Not like I'm not saying that it gets boring, but you do by the end of the film start to feel the time length of it. And also I kind of, I don't want to say that Robert Pattinson did a terrible job, but he does feel a little one note to me as Bruce Wayne and Batman. Traditionally they are two different people, so to speak, because it's Bruce Wayne is Batman's alter ego, and it's so when you see that on screen, it just feels like he's the same character, whether he's Bruce Wayne and Batman. And that's a minor nitpick. And again, I know that we're saying like, hey, look, he's early on into his crime fighting career, so maybe he hasn't really found his place yet, and maybe that's what the filmmakers were going for. I don't know, but for me, it just doesn't fully work. I didn't think Pattinson did a terrible job. I just feel like it was just there was no dynamic to his character. Um, and like I said, for those things, it was just a little didn't fully work for me. But overall, guys, I feel like it is an enjoyable film. It is really dark, but it's not a film for everybody. I think some people might not like it because there's certain things that just are are different, or you might feel unsettling. And so, when someone may ask me, well, how do you compare this or rank it within the whole Batman catalog? That one I got to say, that's up to you. I think because every iteration of Batman has been subtly different. We have Ben Affleck, we have now Robert Pattinson, we have the Nolan series, we have the Tim Burton series, and even with Schumacher, where you had Val Kilmer and George Clooney. They're all incredibly different. Me personally, I still love the Nolan films as well as the Keaton films, the first Batman and Batman Returns, which I really thoroughly enjoy. But this one definitely earns its place within the lore of Batman and the films that have been made. But where it is, for me personally, I would say I'd put it somewhere in the middle. Maybe over time it'll grow on me a little bit more, and I might bump it up. Like I said, there are still like some gripes that I had that I just didn't fully love about this film. That I wanted a little bit more, and like I said, by the end of it, I was just a little okay. I'm not 100% with it, but like I said, Matt Reeves did an excellent job of world building. So the bones are there, the structure is there, so that if he makes another film, I am all for it. And I would like to see the story to be a little bit tighter, and and I think he has something here on his hands that could be really great for the next 2-3 films even. But who knows? Anyways, guys, what were your thoughts on the Batman? Why don't you comment down below and let me know what you think? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I want to hear what your thoughts are. Also, don't forget to click like, subscribe, and share with all of your friends. And follow us on Instagram at On the Fence Movie Reviews. And with all that being said, we'll catch you on the fence.